Weekly Outdoor Plus is a new and exciting outdoor show right here on Fox 55 WFXS, now on at 9:30 a.m. Sunday mornings, presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point. Starring new owner Gary Hintz. His youngest son, the show pro, Jace Hintz. And the show producer, creator, and host, his oldest son, Seth Hintz. So now sit back and relax and get ready to learn about archery and the world of the outdoors. Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Weekly Outdoor Plus. Today I'm standing here with Troy Piotrowski again from New Life Taxidermy, who has welcomed us back once more to kind of give us a little more insight as to how we're going to get this animal from out in the woods where we got it to put it up on the wall. So thanks again for having me back, Troy.
Thanks for coming back.
Glad to be here. One thing about Troy is he specializes in turkeys. Actually have a couple turkeys right out back here to help you get into making these decoys. So why don't you give us a little bit of background on your experience with these turkeys and kind of why you got into that.
Right. Well, if you watched the last episode, I talked to you about the judges that judged me and how I said I don't know if they live with these animals. Well, I live with turkeys, so I guess these judges did live with their animals because I get to study the specimen, the real live turkey walking around in my backyard all 24/7. So I kind of use that to help me get that posture, those attitudes that the turkey has, if you want them gobbling or strutting or just standing alert. And so I get to see that firsthand, not trying to go by memory or off of a picture from a magazine, so which is pretty neat. But anyways, if you do happen to get one of those trophies and you're out in the woods and it's your first turkey, it's a big tom or just your first turkey, whatever, bearded hen, and you want to get it mounted, and what do? Then what I suggest is to cool it down first. You know, you could be out in 70, 80 degree weather. What you need to do is cool your bird down. So don't put it in a plastic bag and then go put it in your freezer, because basically what you're doing is with that plastic bag is you're keeping that internal heat inside that bird. Okay. And so you just keep that bird in its own heat for an extended period of time, which maybe in the end process, maybe some feathers are going to fall off because it almost started rotting.
Sure.
Okay?
That makes
so
sense.
Put it in your freezer, put it on a piece of cardboard or a newspaper or something, lay it flat, and just let the heat come out of it and let the cold get to it. And be very, very careful with the feathers. You know, turkeys, once you lay a turkey out, you know, they're 3 feet long, sometimes longer. So you need a lot of space if you're going to freeze them at home. And please be careful with the tail fan, because the tail fan is very important on a tom turkey, because if it's strutting, it's going to be opened up. And 95% of the people love them strutting. Or if it's flying, it's going to be opened up. And if you bend those feathers in the freezer, it is going to create a memory in that hollow stem of that feather. And once it creates that memory, it is very, very hard to try to straighten those feathers out, and they can possibly kink also.
Well, here's a question for you, that one I get asked more than often. Do you gut a turkey when you shoot it? Every other animal you go out and hunt, you gut them when you're done, or before you even take them out of the woods.
Exactly.
Turkeys are a little different, I guess.
Yeah, turkeys are different. If you've gutted fowl before, ducks or partridge, pheasant, you know where to make your incision. That usually doesn't bother the finished product, as long as you don't take the knife and zip it all the way up the breast. You know, if you just leave that little incision, that's fine.
So what are we going to be doing today?
Well, today what I'm going to do is I actually have half a turkey to mount. It's called a breast mount. It's not a full size, your normal full size turkey. And it's a really nice mount. It's got the full breast, it's got the full fan opened up, it's got the freeze-dried head, and it's like a mini version of a big strutter tom. Okay. So it's something that if you're not sure you've got room for the big bird in your home somewhere, because they do take up some room. And this is kind of nice. You can put it on the wall, and it's no bigger than some of the big Terry Redlin pictures that are out there. So you can still get your memory preserved and have something mounted. And gives you a real good idea what it looks like out in the wild.
Awesome. I'm pretty excited about that because I've never even seen a turkey skin before. So
Oh, really?
it'll be something new for me and probably a lot of these guys. So
Yeah, definitely.
we're looking forward to that. So let's take a quick break and then we'll get back in here and get to work.
Sounds good.
Hi, welcome to Frank's Hardware in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Proud to be family owned and operated since the 1940s. Conveniently located on Highway 10, Frank's Hardware has all your general hardware needs, and we specialize in a wide variety of products, meaning all of your paint, lawn and garden, plumbing, electrical, and many more of those household needs. Not only do we have a new one,
Where we can show you how to fix what you already have. Did you know Frank's Hardware also offers a wide variety of services?
so stop on down to Frank's Hardware today. We don't just have great products.
But we have great service.
Take your next trophy to New Life Taxidermy in Amherst, Wisconsin, where his goal is to bring your mount back to life. Three-time First Choice Award winner, competition taxidermist Troy Piotrowski takes detailing and measurements to the next level to produce long-lasting, quality mounts at local commercial prices. So if you want to turn your trophy into a professional piece of art, check out New Life Taxidermy, 8 miles east of Stevens Point on Highway B. Call 715-572-1826 for an appointment and information, or find him online at newlifetaxidermystudio.com.
Before experiencing it, you won't know dependability. Unless you've drawn it, you haven't felt smooth. Until you shoot it, you've yet to be this accurate. The Matthews Creed.
Available at Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Hey guys, Dave Toskowski here with Skis Meat Market. We're looking forward to doing your venison processing this year. You got to bring in boneless meat to Skis, and once you do that, we can do 5 different things for you. We can just simply grind it, turn it into burger. We can make 3 different kinds of summer sausage. We have 7 different kinds of snack sticks. This year we are doing jerky out of your venison. It's turned out really, really good. And we can also make about 25 different kinds of brats here at Skis with your venison. 2 things a little bit differently here at Skis. Number 1, we have a 5-pound minimum. As an example, if somebody brings me 20 pounds of venison, I can do 4 different things with that venison. Secondly, our brats turn out really good here from Skis. And one thing we do a little bit differently with our venison brats, we go a little heavy on pork. We add 6 pounds of pork to 5 pounds of venison. So ultimately 5 pounds of venison turns into 11 pounds of brats. So hey, good luck out there hunting this year, guys, and we'll see you.
Real Deal Mineral. Deer eat it gone.
Real Deal Mineral is the real deal. Other minerals on the market contain up to 70% salt. Real Deal has less than 7% salt and more of the minerals deer need to grow bigger horns. And bigger horns mean bigger trophies.
I tried Real Deal Mineral for the first time, and I saw bucks on camera I never knew I had.
Real Deal Mineral.
Available here at Bucks and Bulls Archery, Stevens Point, or realdealmineral.com.
Each week, as Sopa Cellular makes it extremely easy for you to capture these photos and then send and share them around effortlessly. Our first one this week comes from Ashley Herder with this awesome buck she got on this year's youth hunt. And our next one is from Dan Parker of Bucks and Bulls with his 2013 bow buck. And here's one of 7-year-old Tegan practicing her shooting at Bucks and Bulls Archery. And don't forget her friend Grace, age 3, also tagged along to do some shooting as well. And this one comes from our cousin Jeremy Schrader with this impressive 165-inch buck he shot up in northern Wisconsin this year. And here's one from Brad with his new crossbow he got at Bucks and Bulls all set up and ready to rock. And this one is of Olivia Zaromsky with her first buck ever she bagged during this year's youth hunt. And last but not least, we have her brother Bryce Zaromsky with this nice buck he bagged on the youth hunt as well. So stop on down to Sopa Cellular today and check out all their great deals. And stay tuned for more Weekly Outdoor Plus action. Hey guys, Jay Hintz here with Weekly Outdoor Plus. Going to give you another little tech tip. This week we're going to be going over, again, troubleshooting and how you can tighten up your groups. This is one that is by far the easiest thing you can change. It's your peep sight and your actual pin, or whatever kind of pins you're using. Or if you're shooting competition, you might have a lens in there with a dot. What you got to do is basically, if it's straight for target shooting and everything, you're going to want one of the smaller peeps you can find, just enough so you can see the housing that you're shooting through, but you want it smaller, and the smaller you have it is basically going to make it so you're looking through the center of it more easily, and it's going to be definitely cutting out any little possible error you'd have on your anchor point. The next thing you're going to be doing is your sight. A lot of you guys are shooting, one of my personal favorite is the HHA. The one thing about it is it's so bright. Bright's awesome, definitely when you get towards dusk and everything. The one problem you can have is, like, on a beautiful sunny day like this, it's almost gonna be too bright. That's where some of them, like the one that I have, you can actually twist, and it has a little cover that'll slide on and cover up your fiber optics. That's really big because it'll get the halo off of your pin, and it'll appear smaller. If you're shooting, no matter what kind of sight you're shooting, I recommend shooting anything that has any 19 thousandths down to a 10 thousandths pin. Basically the only difference is smaller, because aim smaller, miss smaller. That's, common sense here, You want the smallest pin you could possibly find, unless it's making you nervous or shake more where you can't make the same shot. That's something where don't start with the smallest possible pin made to man, because you're going to be moving a lot more. You're going to shoot worse because you're going to be trying to aim too hard. You always start with something a little bit bigger and move your way down. If right now you're shooting with 19 thousandths and you've been shooting it for years, I recommend trying a 10 thousandths, because it's going to tighten up your group due to the fact that you're just aiming smaller. It's not blocking as much of what you're aiming at. You don't want your pin to block it, but obviously it's gonna, because that's your goal, is to cover it up. So that's one thing. Go over your sight, see if you can go with a little bit smaller one, or if you have any sort of fiber optics and it's too bright, or even if you don't think it's too bright, try taking a rubber band, some electrical tape, or a cover if you can get one, cover it up with it, and it'll definitely tone it down a little bit, where it'll definitely help during the day when it's nice and sunny out like this. And I like the caps that they make for HHA here. You can actually take them off during, when it's getting a little bit darker, and that's what I do right now. I have it all the way out because we had our night hunt last night and I haven't had to tighten it down yet. So I took it off right when it got towards dusk, and it brightened my pin right up. Again, it wasn't too bright now because it was darker out. Fiber optics were exposed, and it was perfect. So that's one thing. Go over, and if you can find something that's adjustable like that, it's very beneficial. And your peep sight, don't go too small if you're only hunting, because the fact that, you want to be able to see during hours that, right towards that last hour, half hour, it's getting darker in the woods if you're hunting in the woods, and it makes it a lot harder to see if it's too small. But again, I kind of try to steer people away from either like the string splitters or those extremely monster peeps that you can have, because those are right there definitely not going to help you out. You're looking through the string, which will line you up more straight left and right, but you can have so much play no matter how big that circle is, it's not good. So smaller you can get away with, the better. But again, you don't want to go too small and cheat you out of shooting hours. So go over the little things on your bow like that. If you want to try something out, come into Bucks and Bulls. We got a bunch of different options there. Definitely help you out. You don't have to buy it right away. Try it out, see if you like it. That's definitely the way I would go. There's no reason to buy it before you can try it. That's one thing that we have that nobody else does. So stop on in, we'll help you guys out. And if not, fine tune what you got. Hopefully it'll all work out. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to call us at Bucks and Bulls, or check us out on YouTube, Weekly Outdoor Plus. See you guys next week, and we'll go over some more troubleshooting tips. Why does your phone work so good here and mine can't even find service?
That's because I went to Sopa Cellular in Plover, Wisconsin.
Sopa Cellular is conveniently located in the village, right next to Menards. Stop in and check out why they have the most affordable unlimited text and data smartphone plans. They offer LG, Samsung, HTC, Motorola, and many other top quality Android market devices. Sopa Cellular has all your accessories for any style of phone, with hundreds to choose from, so they are sure to have the deal you're looking for. Make Sopa Cellular your Element Mobile headquarters and stop down to 1813 Park Avenue in Plover today. Looking for a fun, state-of-the-art facility to shoot your bow this winter? Blackhawk Archers in Polonia, Wisconsin wants you to join their club. Located just 15 minutes east of Stevens Point on County Road Z, Blackhawk Archers has a heated indoor range for both 3D and spot target shooters. Leagues will be forming soon, and they also will have open shoots for the public this winter. Check out blackhawkarchers.net to stay up to date and for more information. Or stop into Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point for membership forms. We'll see you there.
It's summertime and the living's easy.
If you start all your projects here at Frank's Hardware on Highway 10 in Stevens Point.
From seeds to irrigation and endless lawn and garden tools, we have it all, so you can get your work done and enjoy it this summer. We also do screen repair, lawnmower blade and knife sharpening, and offer the supplies to put in your own well, including equipment rental. And while you're here, pick up your seed and sets in bulk so you always have the right amount.
So make us your lawn and garden headquarters this summer.
That's Frank's Hardware on Highway 10 in Stevens Point. See you soon.
Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point is now under new ownership and has a new location. Stop down to 3272 Church Street and meet the new owner, Gary Hintz. His fully stocked pro shop carries Matthews, Hoyt, and many more products to serve all your needs. They also do all repairs for any style and full customizations. Leagues and lessons will begin soon, so stop in today and check out what's new, because we're confident that we can get you from in here to out there. Bucks and Bulls Archery, Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Well, what we're going to start with is the customer's turkey that he brought me. Well, I skinned it out, and this was just going to be a breast mount. So basically all I needed was, of course, the neck skin right here, all the breast feathers, and a little bit of the pocket feathers. Those are the ones that kind of go underneath the wings, up underneath the armpits. Those are called the pocket feathers here. And you can see this one, the beard's still attached. Very nice beard. I never shoot them that long. I don't know what the deal is, but it's a kid's first turkey. Some young boy, which, you know, those young kids, they shoot the big ones. I don't know what it is. When I'm out there, I don't normally get that. My son or my boys, you know, they always are shooting something a little bigger than what I get, but that's cool to see though. And so this is the raw skin right here. What I did prior to that, you know, I'll freeze this if I can't get to it right away. Well, then what I do is I go to the tail fan, because we're going to need that tail fan. So then I dry that tail fan out. And so what I actually do is you cut all the meat off of the quills. This machine I have here is a fleshing machine. It looks like a homemade thing, but it is a homemade thing, and it works real well. And you put a little borax on there, and you pin it down, get the feathers to where you want them to lay, and then you let that dry, and you just set it aside for when you want to complete your mount. Another thing is that the turkey head I have here, this is the turkey head from this bird. And what I do is I send this off to get freeze dried. This isn't a fake head, this is the real skin. And of course you're probably looking at it going, well, this isn't a turkey head like I'm accustomed to seeing the old red, white, and blue gobbler out in the spring woods. But when it's freeze dried, it's actually freeze dried. So it takes all the color out of it, and it turns kind of brown and tan, and it's very light. It's just amazing. It just doesn't feel like it's the real thing, but it is. And then what I do is I go ahead and I airbrush all those colors back in. So you get the reds, whites, and the blues, and it's quite a process just to paint every little wrinkle and the turkey head is very complicated as far as colors, and they overlay each other, reds and blues and whites, and so it takes time to paint these, but when they are done, they are beautiful. I mean, you get all the natural feathering. Those they're not hairs. It's just a modified feather that you see the fuzzy parts on the head, and so is the beard. The beard isn't a hair either. It's a modified feather, but you get all that realism back in that head, which is really, really neat. So anyways, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn this skin inside out, and I'm going to go over to this fleshing machine over here. I'm going to throw on my safety goggles, because this is the messy part of birds, whether it's any bird, turkeys, geese, from a partridge to a beautiful wood duck. You have to flesh the inside because they have a lot of fat inside them, and you have to turn the bird inside out. And that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm trying to get the neck to come popping through. Here we go. There we go. And that's basically that bird inside out, and that's going to be your breast mount. That's the skin. I do have a hole here That could have been from skinning the bird, could have been from a shot. Sometimes the bones get broke and they pop through once in a while. But what I'm going to do here now is going to actually spin. This is like a wire wheel. I'm going to spin this fat off. And you need to get that off, because if you don't get it down right to the skin and the quills, eventually it's going to bleed out through your mouth through the ears. All right, well, we just got done fleshing the whole thing. And you can see all the quills standing up from the feathers everywhere, trying to get all that fat and everything out of there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wash it in, believe it or not, Dawn dish detergent, because Dawn takes grease out of your way. You ever hear that commercial? Well, it's true, it really does work. In the taxidermy industry, Dawn detergent is something that most taxidermists use for finishing and washing up their waterfowl or their upland game birds. Well, now that we washed it in Dawn, we did 2 washes and a rinse on that. We got most of the grime and the grease out of that. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just putting it in an old towel, and I'm kind of squeezing all the moisture out of it the best I can. Because the next step now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to submerge it for about 5 minutes in mineral spirits. And we're going to let it soak in that for about 5 minutes.
So stay tuned to see the next few steps coming up later on Weekly Outdoor Plus.
Real Deal Mineral. Deer eat it gone.
Real Deal Mineral is the real deal. Other minerals on the market contain up to 70% salt. Real Deal has less than 7% salt and more of the minerals deer need to grow bigger horns. And bigger horns mean bigger trophies.
I tried Real Deal Mineral for the first time, and I had over 1,000 pictures on my trail cameras in less than a week.
Real Deal Mineral.
Available here at Bucks and Bulls Archery, Stevens Point, or realdealmineral.com.
Hey guys, Dave Toskowski here with Skis Meat Market. We're looking forward to doing your venison processing this year. You got to bring in boneless meat to Skis, and once you do that, we can do 5 different things for you. We can just simply grind it, turn it into burger. We can make 3 different kinds of summer sausage. We have 7 different kinds of snack sticks. This year we are doing jerky out of your venison. It's turned out really, really good. And we can also make about 25 different kinds of brats here at Skis with your venison. 2 things a little bit differently here at Skis. Number 1, we have a 5-pound minimum. As an example, somebody brings me 20 pounds of venison, I can do 4 different things with that venison. Secondly, our brats turn out really good here from Skis. And one thing we do a little bit differently with our venison brats, we go a little heavy on pork. We add 6 pounds of pork to 5 pounds of venison. So ultimately 5 pounds of venison turns into 11 pounds of brats. So hey, good luck out there hunting this year, guys, and we'll see you.
Take your next trophy to New Life Taxidermy in Amherst, Wisconsin, where his goal is to bring your mount back to life. 3-time First Choice Award winner, competition taxidermist Troy Piotrowski takes detailing and measurements to the next level to produce long-lasting, quality mounts at local commercial prices. So if you want to turn your trophy into a professional piece of art, check out New Life Taxidermy, 8 miles east of Stevens Point on Highway B. Call 715-572-1826 for an appointment and information, or find him online at newlifetaxidermystudio.com.
Hi, welcome to Frank's Hardware in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Proud to be family owned and operated since the 1940s. Conveniently located on Highway 10, Frank's Hardware has all your general hardware needs, and we specialize in a wide variety of products, meaning all of your paint, lawn and garden, plumbing, electrical, and many more of those household needs. Not only do we have a new one,
But we can show you how to fix what you already have. Did you know Frank's Hardware also offers a wide variety of services?
so stop on down to Frank's Hardware today. We don't just have great products,
But we have great service.
Well, here we are at my trusty tumbling machine here. It's full of basically corn cob grit. It's like finely chopped up corn cobs. We're gonna put that in here. We're gonna shut the lid. Lock her up. Turn the switch on. And there we go. And all it's doing, and there's baffles in there, and it's just totally tumbling that skin. It's gonna take that moisture out, and it's gonna actually make it look real again instead of a wet rag. So give it about 10-15 minutes and we'll come back to this and check it and see how it is. And look how beautiful it comes out. Look at those feathers, how they lay, and not only did we just, wash it or degrease it, and we washed it and we put it in mineral spirits and got it to look nice again, but we have to preserve the skin. So then what we're going to do is, believe it or not, we use Mule Team 20 Mule Team Borax. But you want to rub it good into those quills. Anywhere there's a little hidden pocket somewhere, it has to be 100% covered with this borax. So then when we go from that part here, after it's all been preserved, this is a preserved skin right now. If I just leave it the way it is right now and just left it and hung it on a nail, you'd have your beard and your feathers laying. It would dry hard, but it'd be done. It's basically cured. So then what we're going to do is fit it to our form. Like I told you, it's a breast mount. So basically that's the mount right there. That's the breast of the turkey, made out of foam, a little bit of wood on the back for anchoring your hanger. And then at that point, what we're going to do is we insert that over the top. You can see the beard is where it needs to be. This is going to get folded under. Of course, the feathers are all out of place, and that's one of the time-consuming things on a turkey. They're expensive to get mounted, but you have to realize I have to touch every feather on this bird. I mean, literally every feather I take with a pair of tweezers and I line it so they all lay nice. Mother Nature in the wild does that on her own. I have to physically do that myself with a pair of tweezers. So once you have that done, then basically, I've got a short piece of foam that becomes the neck right here. I already pre-measured, and I just shove that on the wire. I pull my neck skin up over the top of that wire. Then it's a matter of putting this head on, and I've already pre-measured where everything needs to be. And then you take your neck skin, which has all these beautiful feathers on here. This all gets tucked in underneath this freeze-dried head. The carnicles, which are these three, they look like red strawberries. They're called carnicles on a turkey. You place all of these feathers underneath there so you have a nice flow to it. And that's where that cotton batting, sometimes I use caulk and fill that in there and to give it more fleshy realism underneath the skin. But basically that's what it takes to mount a turkey, or a half-breast turkey. Once you get that skin on, and remember I told you I pre-did the feathers already. So those feathers are just going to sit right in back of this skin. You can kind of see what it's going to look like. And then, of course, the head isn't painted yet. And the head is something I pre-paint. Some people like to paint it once it's mounted. Well, that can be a lot of overspray and a lot of problems on the other feathers. So basically what I'm going to do is, my next step here now is I'm actually going to paint this turkey head. Basically that's the gist of how to mount a breast on a turkey, a breast mount. And you can imagine with a full turkey, you have the wings involved, you have the legs involved, the feet. There's a process of painting the feet and how you make the wings and fill all the muscle structure back in. So, but this is just a short version of it. It's a very nice mount when it's finished, and hopefully in the future maybe we'll see that hanging on my wall here, and I'm sure the customer's going to be real happy when they get done with this. So, thanks for coming along and watching what to do with that spring turkey when you get it.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Weekly Outdoor Plus presented by Bucks and Bulls Archery in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Don't forget to check us out online at facebook.com/weeklyoutdoorplus. See you next week.